So the reason why I think everyone should take these IAOM US musculoskeletal courses is, I remember 1992, I took my first course in the United States, and it really changed the way I practiced. And why did it change the way I practiced? Because it didn't only give me techniques, mobilization, manipulation technique, but it gave me the answer about the why and how these techniques were using and finding out the cause of the problem. And to me, to be able to take that, explain to the patient, give my treatment, gave me a lot of satisfaction. I think it helps the patient too, but I think for the therapist, I think everybody should take that to not only discover the technique, but also to know the why, and to know the why, what pathology, why do I do this? And that was powerful to me. And I think it could just really help you and your practice.
IAOM courses are timeless in the fact that our foundation is based on anatomy and biomechanics, and that doesn't change. And by virtue of understanding anatomy and biomechanics, we have a much better understanding of pathology. When you know what your patient is suffering from, you're better able to specifically match treatment options. And throughout the years, especially in the last 5 or 10 years, there's been this wave of, well, what does the research say? And what I want to say to people is, look, there is nothing that's been greater or longer researched than anatomy, biomechanics, and pathology. It has been so researched that we don't even consider it research anymore, but it's been done for hundreds of years. That being our foundation really has allowed us to progress dramatically over the decades. As a continuing education academy, we have stayed up with current new pathologies. We often are talking about them years before they're really well known. We have by then applied very specific and effective treatments, and we're not stuck in the past. The foundation has allowed us to excel into the future.
And I believe, we went to the source of the pain, and as the year went on and the research came on, we added the motor control pieces, we added the neuroscience of pain to the course. But it's not always, when your patient comes to your clinic, it's not always, we need to treat your brain. Maybe we need to treat your brain and your brain, but make sure you also know other causes. They can be anatomical, pathological, but I think this gives you more complete view of the patient.
Yes, and research shows that actually we have to treat our own brains, because if we don't, as clinicians, understand what our patient is suffering from, they won't get better. What IAOM has done for me is it has wiped out those days of heart sink when I see a patient and I don't know what's happening. I embrace complex patients. I embrace persistent pain, because the IAOM also gives me a toolbox from which I know how and where to sort my tools to use them most effectively.